Everybody, and welcome back to Outward. It's a beautiful morning here in Ori, and actually we are back specifically in Cierzo and our lighthouse, which when I got here to our lighthouse, I was like, oh man, I missed the lighthouse. So it was actually good to come back. I feel like we've been gone for quite some time. And even when I had to run back through Chersonis from the marsh, I didn't come all the way back here. I just went to Emekar Forest. So it was good to come back, because coming back actually reminded me of who Roland was. Now, Roland, I think, is the guy that we're helping. We just helped him get his mana. And now we're going to meet him over in Starfish Cave or Starfish Cove. Find Roland in Starfish Cave to the south. And we actually learned a skill from Roland early on. I think he was over on the docks. And I hadn't connected that. We were obviously supposed to know him from back home, but I didn't remember what NPC he was. And I'm fairly certain he was over on the docks and we had learned something from him pretty early on. He trained us in some kind of skill, I thought. I think he was over here somewhere when we originally met him. And if I'm not right about that, I'd love to know who the hell Roland is, because that was what triggered in my memory when we came back to Cierzo, was that there was a guy over here we talked to that taught us something. And I was pretty sure that's Roland, and then that guy's no longer here, which kind of confirmed that suspicion. So I'm hoping my memory serves correctly, and that was who Roland was. Otherwise, I don't know how the hell we know the dude. But we're going to help him out anyway, now that he's sacrificed a lot of his life essence to gain mana. Kind of haphazardly. And what he told us, what he told us was that, you know, the Cierzo and the Blue Chamber Collective and Orisa specifically kind of had him by the balls, in the sense that he didn't have a choice. He has to do what they say, so why not sacrifice most of his life essence to gain mana? What does he have to lose, he wonders. And that reflects some of my negative thoughts about the Blue Chamber Collective as well, and that was really nice to see that expressed in the game from a different character. It's strange that this stuff just respawns. I mean, it doesn't sell for very much, so I guess it's not like you can keep looting it and selling it. I guess you have to probably zone out of Chersonis for it to respawn like that, but it's always kind of strange to me how some of the stuff just respawns in the early areas. Ooh, we need that though. Perfect. Okay. Note to self, if we ever need a free mining pick, there's one in the Cierzo storage. Very different experience, obviously, than when we first came through here. I believe this is the way to go. We have a drop down here, and then we should have an exit pretty quickly after that. Yes. And then the Starfish Cave should be somewhere around here, from what's been described and from what I remember. And I think it's right ahead of us. And I think all we know is that he needed help retrieving something from here. He was asking for our help and seemed actually surprised. Oh, at night, the tide's only... So yeah, this is the place where we can't get into it unless it's nighttime because the water fills up. So we're going to have to sleep out here. That's a long time. It's kind of unfortunate because it just means we're going to burn a lot of our mana. But it has to be night. That's too much. That should be good. We're going to be extremely thirsty. A lot of our mana is going to be burnt because of this. We could run around and let time pass, but I'd rather not artificially run around doing nothing just so we could pass time, if that makes sense. I'd rather just deal with the consequences of the burn mana. Not as impactful anymore now that we have the mana reduction and the mana regen per second. But still kind of an issue. I'm going to have to remember to buy some more tea back in town. But we'll go ahead and drink off most of the burnt mana now. Well, let's not forget our only and last bedroll, if we didn't already. We must have already collected it. Yes, we've left too many tents behind. I think my count is 5 tents and a couple bedrolls that we've lost. I'd love to know an exact number, but it has to be up around 5 at this point. The most recent tent we lost being the fur tent that would have protected us from the cold temperatures. Alright, so the tide is down. The water has receded. I think we can loot some blue sand while we're in here too. At least I thought. Oh, here we go. And we could sell this for a little bit. Not that we're having any kind of money problems. Actually, we have quite a bit of resources. 23 gold bars that sell at 100 each, and we actually have 1051 in straight silver. So now that we bought all the skills we kind of need for the time being, there's not a lot to spend tons of money on. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, that's not gonna work like pound for pound, I don't think. Let's... No. There we go. Whoopsie. It's a game of cat and mouse at this point. For some reason he's not smart enough to round the corner and just womp on us, so I'm not in a hurry. Need to get that healing combo down a little better. I've been messing that one up. I guess we could drink and whatnot. Let's try to loot him, but maybe we are having trouble getting up there. Let's go this way. Mantis shrimp, is that what he is? Okay. And I guess he was fine just kind of coexisting with our buddy Roland here, who still looks really messed up.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Oh boy. Yeah. I've made a terrible mistake. I gave up so much of my life to the ley line that my body is as frail as a spiderweb. I'll never shake this blood price. I'll never amount to anything. Well, you had a cool magical sword before. What are you going to do about this? Just whine? Or are you going to actually try? Roland, get your chin up. There's always hope if you keep at it. Let's try to be a little optimistic for the guy, because I have a feeling he's probably not going to last too much longer anyway.
Oh, right.
Hope. The little carrot you dangle in front of a horse to make it keep going. Life's already beaten me with the damn stick. Why should I care about the stupid carrot? I don't know, man. You asked us to come here to help you with something? Maybe it was like a therapy session is all you needed. So, what is it as we tactfully change the subject? It's my dad's old compass. Yazan and I took it when we were kids to run around outside. You can imagine how that ended up. Stupid shrimp would have killed us if it wasn't for that old gate warden saving us. It's all I have left to remember my dad by. Okay, I can see why you'd come back for this.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for helping me find it again. I won't forget this.
I'll see you back in Berg.
Did we help him find it? I'm going to report to Gabriella once I've caught my breath. I'll see you back in Berg. Okay. I guess we didn't have to do too much except maybe defeat this guy and talk him down. That's fine. Unfortunately, that means that there's not else left for us to do besides go back to Berg, which is quite a run. And we've already done everything in Chersonese, so when it gets to a point where you've kind of done everything you want to do in a zone, running through it is then simply time consuming. So through the editing magic that we'll use here, it will be a short time for you guys and a long time for me. And so we're nearly
Greetings,
back to
friend.
Berg. Took me about 12 minutes. And I didn't have to interact with any enemies. I didn't have to do anything survival-esque besides I drank ones out of preference to boost our stamina regen. But besides that, all I did was run. There weren't any enemies or challenges through Chersonese at all, or Berg so far. So it's really, the travel just becomes a time sink. It's probably the most major point of contention I have with the game is I feel like after you have reached a capital city and attained a sufficient progress in the game, and I don't know how they determine progress. I'm not a game developer. They could determine progress of character any way they want. In this game you can't use character level, so you'd have to use something else. But I feel like, you know, the quick travel thing. It's the quick travel issue again. Because the survival mechanics, they aren't, I don't want to use the word hardcore, they aren't tuned enough to really need to pay attention to them when you're traveling through areas that you have traveled through before. Once you reach a certain power level and have a basic sense of the combat, everything gets kind of easy, and traveling through zones we've been through before just becomes kind of a slog. Is that a word? It's a word now. I would spell it S-L-O-G, slog. It becomes a slog. Obviously, the first time that we're in an area, yeah, definitely make me walk. Make me explore all of it. I want to see it all firsthand, up close and personal. It's part of the art. It's part of the world. I want to see it. But after I've made the run 4 or 5 times, especially when a quest takes us somewhere then immediately back to another zone, gotta give me something. Doesn't have to be a teleport. But I need something more than the slog. If the survival elements were more challenging, then you'd have to pay more attention to them. But like I said, all I've done on the way from Starfish Cove is I've drank water. Haven't eaten, haven't camped, didn't encounter any enemies. So I don't know that that's compelling gameplay. But I do really want to see the plot progress, so we're back in Berg. We've got Roland his mana. He's super depressed because he went all out and gave too much of his life force to convert to mana. We could have counseled him against that had he waited for us, but he foolishly went off on his own. And so now we're going to see what Rissa has to say, because if anything bad happens to this guy, I feel like she's directly responsible for it.
This worries me.
Pretty sure we sold all of our junk, but we didn't. Still got some junk left over. we need to make sure that we get another tent from somebody if we can. Not that I have any illusion that I won't just leave it somewhere again on accident, but we might keep a hold of it for a while. First, let's go see what Rissa has to say. She loves this fountain, I'll tell you what. I wonder if she doesn't have a house here.
You're free to do as you please. I trust your instincts.
Wait a minute. Oh, Gabriella. Okay. Not Rissa. Gabriella. And they're back over here. So, right over here, I guess. This guy is just not looking good. Not at all.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Gabriella chewed me out over letting a rock mantis get the better of me. I should really pay more attention to my surroundings. Okay.
At least one of you knows what they're doing.
Roland told me how you bailed him out at Conflicts Mountain. I'm glad Rissa sent you. At least one of you knows what you're doing.
I need you to prove you can stare death in the face and come out on top.
If you want me to accept this, you need to prove you can handle a serious fight. I need you to prove that you can stare death in the face and not come out on top. Now, I know she's not talking to us, because we took out the bandit lords in Chersonis. We've conquered the Conflux Mountain. We have even went into the marsh and we killed our own giant. So she must be talking to Roland.
Here's the plan.
There's an old temple that belonged to the Cabal of Winds at Emmekar that's been a lair for scourge beasts since they emerged. The other day I saw a distinctive bright green shell horror enter the place. I want you to go kill it for me. The other day I saw a distinctive bright green shell horror enter the place. So we need to go to the Cabal of Winds here, which we can find that it's on the map. And we need to kill a distinctive bright shelled horror. Okay. You want us to slay a shell horror? Are you trying to kill us? Green shell horror. Kill it. Got it.
I'm on edge.
Have you ever fought one before? You're either foolishly overconfident or you've been up to things even I haven't heard about. I hope for your sake it's not the former. No, it's the latter. We've got a pretty good handle on our rune magic now. And if we have to, we'll kite this thing to death.
Don't forget to take Roland with you.
Oh, he's coming with us, even though we know he's going to be useless. The temple is up on the mountain in the southwest of the Emmekar Forest. You will know it when you see it. Come back here when the monster is dead. Don't forget to take Roland with you. He's being tested too. Alright, buddy.
Oh no.
Time for you to teleport again.
Oh no.
He can fast travel better than us. I mean, he's got the key to fast travel. There's no way I'm ready to take down a shell horror. Those things are massive. I don't know how to work my mana yet either. Well, you showed us an awesome sword a little bit before. What's wrong with your mana? You were able to summon that. Oh, good, good. That's the dialogue option I want. That's actually pretty amazing.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yes,
oh, no.
but it bends a lot while I have it out, and it feels blunt half the time I swing it. My mana reserves are huge, but I can't seem to focus them properly. I wonder, maybe we could find someone to make a tool that makes it easier to focus that thing, like a lexicon.
Could you ask for me?
I'm sure there's a smith somewhere in this city skilled enough. Could you ask him for me? Yeah, Roland, we'll do everything for you, buddy. Because you taught us something one time. A smith. Let's just give a look around. What does our logs say about this? It's optional. Find a smith in Berg. Yeah, let's just see if we can do that for him. Anything to help him out would probably be great.
How can I help you?
But I need a tent. And I'm thinking this is the guy to sell me one. We've never owned a luxury tent before, and I can't resist anymore. However, I'm taking a camouflage tent as well. Yes. Well worth it. And the smith, we've seen him before. He's down here by the entrance. I wonder what kind of materials he's gonna need. and whether or not we're going to have access to them. Because I can kill this shell thing myself, but I'd love to help Roland out if we could.
Hey there. Need something?
That's not what we need. What do we need? A trinket.
Hey there.
Okay. Well, they didn't want to craft us anything. I don't suppose they sell such a trinket. No, they don't.
Hey there. Need something?
What can I do for you?
Okay, here we go. Talaron. Look at this guy. He's all tatted out with some runic tattoos. You look like something's bothering you. Is it something a master smith can deal with? Ironically, man, it is. Someone I know needs a tool or something that lets them better focus their mana. Can you help?
I wonder.
Oh, you mean Roland. He was here the other day showing me that magic blade of his. Yes. I think I could make a trinket of some kind.
Here's what I need.
I'll need either an emerald ruby, as well as some blue sand and a mana stone. Bring them to me and I'll craft that trinket. Okay. Blue sand, mana stone, and an emerald ruby. Have we had an emerald ruby before? We have blue sand, we have a mana stone. We've had rubies. I can't really remember if we've had an emerald ruby. Or where would we find? And this is okay to spoil for me. I guess I'm going to ask the question of you guys. Where would I find an emerald ruby? Have I had
This
one
worries
before?
me.
Can I buy one, or do I have to venture out? Large emerald, which is not an emerald ruby. Maybe we could check a couple of the different vendors here. Maybe the alchemy vendor? Because we have enough silver to buy anything, I'm convinced. I just don't know if it's something we can buy. No. Doesn't look like it. So that's kind of on the table. I do want to help him. If we can find or purchase an emerald
Want to
ruby,
buy something?
I would definitely be willing to do that. Or if you guys know where we could go find one, we could do that too. So, or we could proceed without helping him.
How can I help you?
I'm sure we could take care of this shell beast on our own, but that doesn't really help our buddy. And he's the closest thing to a friend that we have right now, to be quite honest. She doesn't care about any of
You're
this.
free to do as you please. I trust your instincts.
No, you don't. You've told us so. So yeah, that's what's up next, is we'll go down to the Cabal of the Winds, I guess. If you guys know where I can get Emerald Ruby, I would definitely hunt that down or purchase it. I've been pretty good at selling all the gems that we get, so it is possible that we have sold one at one point, but I don't think so. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a little break here now that we're back home. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. Take care and wish me luck.